our latest White Pot. I'm Stephen Blaine, your host with White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest is Stephanie. Stephanie, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Bricken, and I developed the brand Seraphim Social Beverage. It's a non-alcoholic new social beverage that some say is like a wine alternative. It drinks like a red, but others say it's just its own yummy beverage that has its own lane and filled with botanicals and also acts as a wellness tonic. So it's a pretty exciting venture that I think is also trending in the market.
Definitely. What inspired you to create the brand?
It was actually born out of need. I was enjoying my ritual of a glass of like a nice fancy glass of wine while I was making dinner. And then eating dinner, I like to have the complex beverage and the aromas and just, the mental kind of take a load off from the day. But then maybe as I got older, I guess I was feeling just not good the next day. I was getting headaches while drinking it and kind of short-tempered. So I was like, this is not serving me well. So I was in Whole Foods one day and was just testing a day drink. And I was like, oh, wow, this one ingredient could make a non-alcoholic wine less sweet. So I went into my kitchen. I started making recipes. I have a master's in holistic health. So that kind of helped me know some ingredients to use. I also studied environmental science and have a passion about preserving the earth. So organic ingredients were really important to me. And so in doing this, I thought, well, let me make this complex beverage that fulfills the ritual, but also let me make it really healthy and good for you. And so I think I accomplished both.
Are you in any stores right now as well?
Yep. I'm in a few stores in New York. Spirited Away was the very first non-alcoholic shop, I think, in the country. And then Minus Moonshine's a great shop in Brooklyn. And then I'm in some restaurants in Denver. Mr. Oso has a brand of a few different restaurants, a Bayos. And then locally in Red Bank, Sickles, and the Bottle Shop in Spring Lake, and some other, I just sold out to Washington State. So I'm starting to go across the country. I have a distributor in Philadelphia.
Awesome. I've tried some non-alcoholic wines. I've never liked any of them. So this is intriguing.
So I think that the difference with this, and that's what I hear, because spirits are something that's maybe more popular in restaurants. You make mocktails out of them.
Yeah.
And they have spirits come from that botanical base anyway. So that kind of lends itself there. Wine comes from grapes. So a lot of the non-alcoholic wine, not all, are de-alcoholized. So you're spinning the alcohol out, and they're effective. And for some people, I wanted to do it differently. I built it from berries and botanicals. And so it's not like the traditional way of making wine, but I put some notes in it, like when you drink red wine, like the sommelier would say this has a cherry note or a chocolate note. Well, I actually put the cherries in it. It's made with sour cherries. I put the cacao in it. So the notes are the actual botanicals in the drink.
Awesome. So I feel like I know who your target audience, but who is your target audience?
It kind of runs the gamut. It's funny because, there's a bunch that's, I'd say, my age, in the 50s or so, women and men, people who are trying to cut out drinking or stop drinking. But then there's a lot of young people that are just really interested in, wow, when I set up my booth at different tastings, they're like, oh, I love all the botanicals. This is so interesting. There's a segment that is really interested in the wellness aspect. So there's that whole target market, and just the sober curious younger people who will spend a good amount for a premium, good quality, knowing that it's a good quality product.
Awesome. What makes you different, or should I say better, than your competitors?
I think it is how it's crafted. There is something that I do that helps pull out, like I have reishi mushroom in it. I have apple cider vinegar. I have herbal extract. So I have oat extract to help calm the nervous system. I have elderberry extract for immune support. Okay. So there are some brands that do that as well, but I think that not a lot of brands have the amount of the complexity, because when you take alcohol out of a spirit, the depth is lost. A lot of the time it's not as robust because the bricks or the sugar content is taken out. But because I've built it with the berries and a few different wild blueberries, sour cherries, red grapes, the sugar content, the bricks say, but it's natural sugar. So it's low in calories. It's just 60 calories a glass, and it's all natural sugar. I didn't add any, so I didn't need to add any sugar. So it's just the fact that it has all of these botanical adaptogenic ingredients and has the depth of flavor.
And you have multiple, correct? Right? Multiple?
Yeah, there's a cassia blend, which is cinnamon and hibiscus. And the cinnamon is good for digestion. The hibiscus is good for cardiovascular health. And then there's also been this Sleepy Girl mocktail craze. It's not a brand. It's just a concoction. And it's the base of sour cherries, because sour cherries have melatonin. Okay. So that helps you sleep. So it's, sometimes the alcohol in wine can make you disrupt your sleep, but
Yeah.
this actually helps you sleep better because it has the sour cherries. And then while you're sleeping, the reishi mushroom is anti-inflammatory properties, as well as the wild blueberries. There's a lot of cacao is good for your brain, apple cider for your gut. So all of these are working on you while you sleep. So rather than work against you, there are no toxins that work against you. It's just beneficial ingredients.
Awesome. What are your best-selling, what's your best-selling one?
It's really awesome that they're pretty split down the middle. Like
Awesome. That's great.
yeah, but lately the cacao blend had won a Sophie Award this
Oh, I
past
saw
year.
that.
Yeah, so that's the Specialty Food Association. It won Best New Product, and there's only one that they choose in the alcohol and cocktail mixes category. So against other alcoholic products as well, it won. So I have on my website, I have a prompt initially for the cacao, and so that picked up a little bit since I got the Sophie Award.
What is your future plan for the brand?
I want to create more flavors. I want to create, I think, an earthy flavor. Maybe call it rooted and ready or something.
Uh-huh.
And then, just keep taking it to, bigger production, trying to figure out how to really streamline the production because it is brewed like a tea. So it's really like the beautiful thing is it's made with the actual plants. And that's a tough process, but it's also what makes it a premium product, because you're getting all the nutrients from the plants right there in the bottle.
Awesome. So most of our listeners are entrepreneurs, just like yourself, and starting their brands. What are some challenges that you faced in the last few years, and how are you able to overcome them?
It's difficult not having a partner. So that's a big challenge. And I think, just the organization, like I'm a creative person. I was a fashion designer in my former days. And so I'm very creative. So the other part of it, the sales, the day-to-day, the accounting, and all of that is more challenging and something I don't love to do. So it would be great I need to start hiring some help. Like to have a partner really bounce ideas off of has been a challenge, not having one.
Well, it's also nice that it's all yours, right?
Yeah, I know. That's that's the thing. It's like some people say, well, do you want to bring somebody on? Do you want to have, and the other thing is fundraising. It's getting to the point where I do want to up my marketing. I want to up my social media. I need to develop bigger batches. So I need some money. So, investing. I need investors, some fundraising.
Speaking of ways to promote your brand, what are some things that you've done that have been successful to promote everything?
I did hire a communications company, PR company called Orca, and they work with me on a monthly basis. And they've got some they pitch it to BevNet and in the Bev world, they've gotten me into some publications like Men's Journal and on some TV spots. So that's been helpful. A local publication, they have 2 million subscriber, Asbury Park Press. I was on the cover and that brought in a lot of orders and local orders and orders to the website. So it's just interesting, you don't know how far the internet has a reach. Well, it's endless, right? So
of course.
You never know when there's going to be a hit. So I'm hoping, it's been steadily growing to where I can handle it. And so that's been great.
Awesome. And how long have you been selling? I think I missed that one.
I launched in September of 2022.
Wow. Okay.
They're pretty new. Yeah. So like a year and a half I've been selling. It took me about a year and a half to develop it. Now I've been selling for a year and a half and it's going good.
Well, is there anything else that you want our viewers to know about you, the brand, anything? Is there anything that I missed?
Well, I mean, I guess it's interesting, this whole category, right? How it's growing and it's encouraging that it's like an inclusion of an alternative. And it's great for people to have that option. And it's interesting because I can sell it in a liquor store. I can sell it in a natural food store. I can sell it in a flower shop. It has floral labels to a distributor. It's been tricky that's another challenge is like, do I go through distributor? Do I go direct sales? So there's so many options, which is great, and options for people. And I guess I just want to get it out to as many people as possible because it's helped me feel better and it's helped me stay healthy. And I think it helps the earth just to kind of hit home that idea that the quality of ingredients that you use aren't just locally felt. It's impact the earth as well because it helps the soil. I think when we grow organically, and
of course
that's very important to me. And also the bottle I really, really tried hard to find a lightweight bottle so that the shipping was, better for the carbon footprint. And it's actually sourced locally, the bottle made locally. So in the U.S. So those
awesome.
things are important to the brand.
Do you ship everywhere in the United States? If on your website, everywhere?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other countries? Just U.S. for now?
Just the U.S. for now. I actually had a meeting yesterday about exporting too. maybe a grant that will help me with exporting. But
No, I know that
yeah,
it's
so there's lots
definitely
and lots of.
trending in the direction of, they have the zero alcohol beers that's getting really popular. I think the wine, I see your market. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's really growing. So we're encouraged. Yeah, we're
Definitely.
happy.
Well, Stephanie, I appreciate you coming on the White Pod, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
All right, thanks, Stephen. I hope